I feel like your website, Ceci New York, is definitely something that is, it was cutting edge as well. So I feel like that has always been a little bit ahead of the curve and beautiful and looks great.
Thanks.
And your graphic design,
It's kind of important to me.
may have something to do with this, of course. But you have now branched out and taken your blog / online magazine to an entirely new level, which is so beautiful and so cool
thanks.
and looks just amazing. And just sharing your stories and inspiration and how to be, you know, a fabulous fashionista or something. You phrase it super cute on your website. But just tell me a little bit about what the inspiration to just create something that people, a destination that people can go to.
Well, so Ceci Style, I launched the original one around, I guess, oh my gosh, 6-7 years ago now. And it was at the time when, you know, everyone needed to have a presence on social media. And it was like, you gotta do Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and have a blog and all this stuff. And I was like, how am I gonna be able to pull all this off? I'm already in over my head, doing so much, working around the clock, you know, just running my business, doing the designs, running my team, like, I mean, overload. But I knew, and as a business owner, I think there's times where you just gotta accept the reality that you have to figure out how to make time. I guess similar when you have kids, somehow you make time for them, somehow you figure it out. But that definitely was one of those pivotal moments where I was like, if I don't get on this like bandwagon of social media and figure out a solution that works for me, I know that like all my hard work up to this point will just be kind of like forgotten. Like I would never want to lose the race, you know? So I figured out a way, and I had to do something that I had to design it that it worked for my schedule and for me. And I know that just because my days are so packed to the gills and I'm running full speed ahead, whether it's back-to-back meetings or designing or painting or whatever, meetings and everything. So so I organize it where it comes out every Tuesday, and I had a mailing list before I launched this that I didn't really do anything with. So I kind of took a step back and like looked at my business as a whole and was like, what can I do to create something that fits all of my needs at the time? Not just to like post on Facebook, but to actually create a holistic approach to marketing and to strategically kind of, you know, put that marketing voice out into the universe. And how did I want people to perceive me, myself as the designer, as well as cecinewyyork.com and my company, right? And ironically at the time, before I even did that, people really didn't know that I was a real person. I know it sounds funny, but I would have clients literally come into my office that were like, oh, you know, is Ceci around? Or like, I'm like, it's me. You know, like, I'm the one that made this. Or like, even my own aunt with my own wedding invitation, I painted the beautiful liner in the back, and she's like, where did you get that wallpaper? And I'm like, what? I made it. Like, how do you not know that? But nobody really understood, because I wasn't taking them behind the scenes. I wasn't showing them, you know, physically that I was drawing and painting and creating, and that beautiful artistic process that's behind the scenes, right?
Yes.
So I kind of looked at like, what are all these symptoms that have been really bothering me, and like, why are people asking these questions? And because obviously as a business owner, you're the closest to it, you know what you do, but not everybody knows. And I got to a point where I was like, no one else is going to be doing it. You know, no one else is going to be telling the world what I do. So it's up to me to have to figure out how to do it, right? And I had to like put all my self-consciousness aside, because I'd be the first person to be my hardest critic on myself. And, you know, I'm very self-conscious, but I just knew like, you got to kind of just like put all that to the wayside now, because it's really about you being your own brand ambassador, and you have to sing it from the rooftops, because otherwise no one else will. And someone else will do it better, bigger and better, and then all of a sudden you're like, but wait, I don't get it. So so I decided to launch Ceci Style, and I put myself forward, and I show each week as a creative individual how I find my inspiration. I do really fun fashion photo shoots, because I show people that I love fashion and I love to get dressed up, and I'm a girl that's not afraid to like put on some makeup and put my best foot forward. And each week it's a different styled shoot that's inspired by that theme. So whether it's Art Deco or tropical destination, and it follows me through my work experiences as well as my travels and, you know, speaking engagements, like you said, wherever I'm going around the world. And it takes my, you know, my followers or whatever with me through the creative process, on a journey through my life. And I sprinkle in my personal experiences as well as business tips, as well as, you know, my designs, and then bring it back into the way they can essentially get the look themselves, and then how it essentially translates into my designs, like into the client's work. So we're featuring the beautiful events, starts with obviously the creative process, the invitation, and then how it turns into the parties, right? And you get to see it come to life, and the beautiful work that you do is from a photographer point of view. And it's really about that, that great, like, beautiful place to find other talents too. So we work with the best, I think, of around the world, and my clients seek out the best, and then it became this destination as a resource for not just industry people, but for brides and for just people looking to celebrate life in a beautiful way and find a trusted source, because my clients trust me, and or my followers, fans, whatever you want to call them, all of you wonderful people. I'm so grateful for you. And then, you know, I wanted to just make your life a little easier and share with my resources. People were asking me when they would come inside, you know, come here and meet me and be like, where should I go for hair? What should I do for makeup? Or do you know anyone who's a good photographer? Or where should I get my dress? Or what about these shoes? And I just found that I was like constantly being a consultant, if you will, and sharing my insight.
So you're like, okay, I can put this all together. I can make a design.
Yeah, and also I've worked with a lot of these wonderful people in the industry, and so I just kind of knew my go-tos. And anyways, so I just share that with the world, and hopefully then they find it as a more trusted resource to inspire them to live their life a little more beautifully and creatively, and then they get to know me a little bit more too, and my team too. So it's become a really remarkable tool. And yes, we just launched the new CeciNewYork.com as well as the new Ceci Style. Just give it a little facelift, and as a creative, like you said, as a designer, I think it's really important that you're constantly evolving and keeping up with the times. And definitely I'm just one to I don't know, I get bored of the same thing twice, so I'm constantly wanting to redo and evolve and grow and get my visual presence, my marketing visual presence, if you will, like up to speed with where my vision of my business is in my brain. So,
which is so beautiful. It's an amazing thing to see, and it's neat that you are sharing some behind the scenes things, and I think that that's what people really, and I'm guilty of not doing enough in my own world as well, but I think that behind the scenes, people want to know that you're a real person. They really want to know that there's a real human, you know, behind the creation that they're doing, and that just makes it so real, you know?
Yeah, and I think like at first I was really nervous, like, should I, and would people like steal my ideas, or, you know, like, I don't know, I just realized like, you gotta just let that go, because you're right, it is really special, and it's just, I don't know, it just shows the world what it is, what the truth is. Like, instead of trying to hide behind it, it's just nice to really bring them behind the scenes and let them realize the craftsmanship and the artistry and like what really goes into each piece. And it's an educational thing at the same time too. So that's helped a lot with our sales process in general too. So it's interesting when we all kind of get caught up in our day-to-day of how busy we are and can we really find time. I mean, it does make a difference. So,
and I think it's neat to also see, you know, my favorite is when you do the flipping of the invitations and things. You're like, oh, this is, you know, and you tell the little bit of the story, and it's so cool. It's so cool to see. And I also think that, you know, the point of somebody stealing your designs or whatever, and I think that is something that is, when you grow in your business, you just learn. You're like, you know, nobody can take me. Nobody can, and I'm going to connect with someone that I want to connect with, that I really want to be, to work with. And, you know, there may not, I feel like there's special clients for everybody, you know, and everybody can be, you might work with somebody that someone else wouldn't be a great fit for. So your personality and who you are is really going to show through, and nobody can take that.
There's so many clients to go around, and luckily there's a lot of people getting married, so I'm very happy about that. But I think just like you got to kind of let that ego go and not let that get in the way of you just sharing. And the more you put out there, the better it is, because then the more people can resonate with potential clients, and then they love it, and suddenly that one image that you've just posted is the one that's like the trigger to have them call you or you know, hire you, because they found more trust in you because of that design, right, or whatever that you posted they love. So so those moments when I'm super self-conscious, or just like, does anybody care, and I'm like, why am I doing this, I have to just like, you know, suck it up and be like, you know what, people do care, and it does matter, and you just got to keep on keeping on, and it helps.
So you have very recently on your Instagram a Ireland invitation.
Oh yeah.
That you talk about the emerald green that you painted in. Do you hand paint each one of those invitations?
Well, I paint the main piece and then we scan it in and it's printed. So I don't physically hand paint every single like 300 invitations. Okay. But I mean, like, I don't know if we can show this, but I can pull one of these up. Like, here's a beautiful piece that I painted for the invitation liner, and it was just really stunning. So I did it once here on the watercolor paper, and then we scan it in and, you know, go through the whole printing process. So you get the master, the original, and then it translates. And I like to then translate that into the event, and it becomes fabrics or pillows or, you know, anything. So it can all come together, come to life there, and go beyond the cards. Yeah.
And then as the bride and groom gets married, they can make pillows out of the textiles or rugs or something. Or just
the great lounge after party pillows, or just decor if that's your like tropical vibe. And then you can bring them to your new home after the wedding, and they're great keepsakes too. So yeah, I just love that.
Fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of parties, so I love that. Let's talk about the birthday party project.
Oh yeah,
because I think that is so nifty.
Oh, thanks.
Tell me about that.
Well, so maybe, I don't know, like a couple years ago, I got introduced to Paige Chenault, who launched the Birthday Party Project. Yeah. And what it is an incredible organization that essentially brings the magic of birthday parties to homeless children around the US at this point. And they're growing and expanding in so many different cities. And I was just immediately taken by her story and her passion, and just this desire to help these children who've maybe never even known what it's like to someone to say happy birthday, or here's a birthday card, a simple little birthday card, you know, like that a lot of us take for granted and don't even give cards anymore. It's sad, you know, but anyways, I was just really taken by it, and I just knew this was something that Ceci New York and myself and my company, my team, that we had to be part of. And so I approached her and I was like, I really want to contribute. And so now we partner with them. And every order that anybody places here at Ceci, whether it's online or in person, goes towards helping the Birthday Party Project. And each month I basically hand paint and create the decor. So each month is a different theme, whether it's like art party, you know, this month, or carnival the next month, or monsters for October. And we custom make birthday cards and little personalized placemats, and then the birthday signs, and like all the little fun decor details that elevate the party and bring magic to them, to the parties, through our design. And it's our way of contributing and adding and elevating what Paige does, and all the amazing birthday enthusiasts that do that for the children around the US. So I'm really excited. They just launched they opened here in New York almost a year ago, and they're opening up all across the nation, and who knows, there's no stopping them. So I'm thrilled to be part of it, and it's just nice. I mean, as a kid, I was always so excited about my birthdays. I still am with my children. Yes. Oh, yes. I love it.
I love Mason's recent birthday.
Yes. I can't help myself. I'm a creative mom, but yeah, and I would just spend so much time creating, you know, my own cards and things, and just to think that there's some children out there that don't know what that feels like to be appreciated just makes me really, you know, really sad. So I'm thrilled that we can help them.
I've had an interesting growing up myself, and the Birthday Party Project was so interesting to me. One year for Christmas, we didn't have, my mom and I were on our own, and we were living in someone's basement and did not have any funds to have Christmas. Right. And I will never forget that this woman that my mom was working for, she basically surprised me on Christmas morning with like all these Christmas presents, and I'd never seen that many Christmas presents underneath the tree. And I was like, oh my goodness, like this is the coolest. And I remember like I had this pair of like, she got me all these clothes, you know, and I guess I was 10, and so, you know, going to school and
that's important. Clothes is really important when you're 10.
It is, and it's crazy. And I remember she got me these black silk pants. Anyway, it's such an important thing.
But it's one of those things that you'll never forget, and that's how it is with these kids. Like, each of them gets a present. They get the Ceci beautiful card, and they have that keepsake. They take it back to their rooms, and you know, where most of us might be like, oh, this is just trash, they keep them forever, and they have that beautiful reminder in their room that someone loves them and someone cares about them and that they matter. You know, it's so special.
Anyone ever takes any of your designs and says that these are trash, you need to come talk to me. because I just might be really mad at you. That would be good.
All right, design please.
Wrapping up, and thank you again so much for your time. I want to know, what are you so excited about for 2017? What are you looking forward to? Like, what's something that is? Are you going on vacation with your family? And that's what you're looking for? So something like a break.
I mean, I'm always looking forward to a vacation. I think it's important, especially as I was saying, we're so busy, and you got to take time for that. Although I don't have any planned on the books, but we need to. Thank you for the reminder.
Yes. Please put that on the books.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm just, from a business perspective, just excited about the next thing. And like I said, I mean, I feel like I just launched my website, but it's a constant evolution, and you got to constantly keep pushing and working on that. So we're coming out with more collections, more designs. I'm super excited to be able to launch more of a lifestyle collection. So it won't just be wedding invitations. It doesn't have to just be like when you're getting married or when you're throwing a birthday party or whatnot, that you could work with us, that you can, take a beautiful piece of Ceci home with you, whether, it's every day, right? Like whether it's iPhone case, or we can talk about pillows or textiles, or there's all sorts of things up my sleeve. So I'm excited to finally figure out how to launch all of those and get some more beautiful designs in people's hands around the world.
Oh, I love it. What else? Is there anything exciting and anything else that you would like to share with the world as we?
Oh my gosh. Well,
it doesn't have to.
I think like if we're, for all of you guys, like business entrepreneurs out there, I think it's really, you have to just remind yourself there's a few things that I know that stick with me and help me through my hardest days. Yes. And one of them is a quote my dad gave me, which I love. It's that your hardest day only lasts 24 hours. So I think of that often when I'm just like, oh my gosh, why? Like I'm having the hardest day. But you know that when you go to bed, you kind of wake up and you can like reboot and start all over. And I think the other one is that if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? And you have to remind yourself that if you're passionate enough and that you really want this hard enough, or bad enough, then just keep on trucking and keep on going. And even in those hardest days, like you just can't give up. You just can't. Because
I love that.
If you do, then you'll never make your dreams happen. So when you're passionate enough and you don't give up, like it'll happen. It'll happen. You'll get through it. Yeah,
you'll get through.
Figure out a way, right?
I love that there will always be tomorrow, and it will start over.
Exactly.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
And it's so true, because sometimes we just feel like we're at our bottom of bottoms and like the hardest moments of how in the world are we ever gonna get through it, and why are we doing this? And you have to kind of remind yourself back to the why and the passion, and then it sort of sparks that fire in your belly again, and then do it all over and don't give up.
I love that. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Well, I want to huge thank you, of course, for Ceci for joining me on this, and thank you for John McGall for doing amazing filming and helping us with this project, and Jessica Lindsay Parker for her fabulous fixing us up fabulously.
So good. Love her.
So fabulous. You can follow. You can download this podcast on iTunes as an audio format, or you can find it on YouTube and also on sarakauss.com. You can join the RSS feed and find the People of and be able to get it there. And I would like to have you talk about where people can find you. I'm super excited about you're on all of the things, so tell us all of the things.
Well, yes, I'm on Facebook and Instagram and all the social media. It's at Ceci New York. It's CECINEWYORK. And my website, cecinewyork.com, and then cecistyle.com. And you can sign up for my newsletters. They come out every Tuesday, and I'll bring a little bit of beauty into your life each Tuesday if you sign up. So thank you so much, and thank you, Sarah, for having me. It was really, really, really such a good time, and I hope it was everything you wanted it to be.
It wasn't more. I'm so excited. So thank you. Thank you. Give me a hug.
Yes.
Okay. Hug.